Hi folks, I've had the old Makeblock out again today. So last week I tried to do something on an Orion board. Never used an Orion board before. For some reason we couldn't get it to work. So I've gone back to the M-Core board, the board that comes with the M-Bot. And I wrote this little program which is if the sound sensor is greater than 200, so if the noise level is above 200, I don't know what 200 is, but signifies something, then move the servo. So make the servo go to angle of 90 degrees. And then wait 3 seconds, and then if there's no more noise, that's the dog in the background. If there's no more noise, the servo will go to 180 degrees. I've got Paul the expert here, because I've got a question to ask him. When I'll show you this, folks, what this does. And I found that sometimes the servo won't move unless I unplug it and re-plug it again. So I've got the Makeblock M-Bot M-Core board here. I've got going into 4 is the sound sensor, basically a microphone. And then going into 3, I've got a servo. So I'm going to switch this on. So that's switched on. It's got a blue light flashing, Paul. What did that mean?
I think that's just part of the boot up sequence.
Ah! You know, look at that, folks. It's working perfectly now. Machines, they're like in a sort of like conspiracy against me.
So do you want to explain what's happening here?
Right, so it's basically it's working. So when you make a loud sound like this, hello, it moves and waits 3 seconds
And then goes back.
and then goes back.
But if you're talking quietly like this,
It doesn't do
happens.
anything. The reason why I'm doing this,
Oh, pick you up.
the reason why I'm doing this, folks, is because I want to make a pair of moving ears for my Foxy Qoobo. So this is Foxy, my Qoobo, and I'm wanting my Foxy to have a new coat. I made this coat. Paul said I made the tail too fat. So on the next coat I'm going to make a more slender tail. But what I want is I want moving ears. So what I want to do is make a new coat for Foxy that will have some electronics in it and moving ears, basically. Right, Paul's just been telling me something I've done wrong. What have I done wrong, Paul?
Well, you've uploaded the program. And you've got this little servo.
Yeah.
And it's all being powered off the... You've still got it plugged into the
Yeah.
USB on the laptop.
Yeah.
And USB ports from laptops generally don't like supplying that much power.
Oh.
It's probably within range, but what you should have done now is gone over to your battery supply for the M-Bot.
Right.
The Makeblock.
Right.
What's this called?
M-Core.
M-Core. For this M-Core microcontroller, you should have now plugged in the its own power supply.
Right. Yeah.
So we can unplug that, so it all goes dead because we've unplugged the power supply.
Because it was getting its power off the laptop.
Yeah, and we can plug in this little battery pack, which goes in here, doesn't it? Is it going to go in there? Yes, it does. should boot up again.
If that servo was put in a covering that I made for Foxy,
Yeah.
how would that servo sort of sit?
Well, the simplest way of doing it would be to attach the ear, let's say this ear here, on top of the servo. So
Right.
the servo would go on the head, and then the ear would sit on top here, and the ear would twist this way and that way.
Right.
But one of the drawbacks of that is that, you know, this is servo's 4 centimeters high. So unless you've got space to bury it down so that the arm can be at sort of like head level, it doesn't like it.
Foxy didn't like that. Foxy doesn't want a servo burrowed into Foxy's head. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. Don't worry, it'll all be painless. I was thinking I might have to make like a separate, like, little sort of cushion-shaped head to go onto the main body, and then put batteries inside.
You'd be happier mounting a couple of servos like this on some sort of headband.
Yeah, so if we had
made out of aluminium or something like that.
Yeah, have it like that. Position. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. So that's the sort of thing I'm looking at, folks, and I'm looking at maybe that's going to be mounted further over here like that, because I'm going to put a little head on the top. See. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little. I'm going to have like a smaller cushion, so to speak, on top of the large cushion, so it's like a head on top of a body, and then have these 2 little ears, and all the servos and the mechanics inside. You know, the new little head that's going to sit on the top. So that's how it's looking at the moment, folks. I'll keep you posted on how this goes, and as always, thanks for watching.